Workers standing at the gate.
Boycott Israeli state.
And through this kind of action, we want to show the workers that their action, by producing the lasers that's going into warplanes, wherever it is in the world, isn't acceptable. Because we believe that Leonardo's at this moment may not be up to its neck in Gaza, but we're investigating that. And we're demanding that if Leonardo's isn't supplying lasers that are producing the carnage that we see on the TV and we experience for people who come from Gaza and speak to us at the demonstrations, that they should come out with a statement that says that they won't be supplying anything to Gaza and to the Israeli state, to the Zionist state. And that's really what we can do through these actions. I think people should take footage, because I was at a meeting last night and it was stressed that when Mandela was in Robben Island in the prison, and he was there for 27 years, by the way, wasn't an overnight stay. What he said was, when he saw that Dunn's workers in Ireland had went on a year-long strike picketing the stores in Ireland, they heard about it, and he said that it changed the mood inside the prison, because they were feeling isolated. They were feeling that over 27 years things were happening. People were getting defeated. The army, the nationalist army, was getting defeated by the South African army. But what we know, for all battles that have taken place for the liberation of people's countries, is that the sacrifice that they put up eventually overtake the big military might. We've seen that over Vietnam. We see that all over the world in battles and wars. This is a terrible situation. We need to be emphasising the anti-war nature, but also more than that, we need to have the politicians demanding that companies like Leonardo's and the other companies in Scotland actually have an arms embargo. We want to see an arms embargo. We want to see disinvestment in the arms industry. That's why on Saturday at 9:30 we're actually asking people to come to Princes Street to the Barclays Bank. That's one of the ones that were pressurised in this anti-apartheid movement in South Africa. They were one of the first banks that withdrew for supplying money and all the rest to the South African government. So I think that what we're doing today is only a small part of showing the people in Palestine, in Gaza, and the West Bank, and the scattering refugee camps all over the Middle East, that we are here in solidarity with them. We're here to show them that we are not, and it's not in our name, what's happening with the British government, it's not in our name. But we want the Scottish government, and the vote that was taken to call for a ceasefire now, we want that to go further. We want them to call for an arms embargo now. And I think that's what the demands that we're figuring out. I know that Liam and others have worked on a list of demands that go beyond just ceasefire now. But if we could get a ceasefire now, it would be something to do with a movement across the world. We're seeing millions of people marching and demonstrating across the world. The Israelis look like they're winning, but they're losing. Every time that there is a battle to free people, it looks like the odds are stacked against them. But because of their resilience and their courageous actions, and they're determined to win, actually at the end, we see the colonial powers, the imperialist powers getting defeated all over the world. That's what history teaches us. Even when it looks at its darkest and its bleakest, actually the ingredients for overturning it is there. So I think today we have shown again that we will turn out. So what we're going to do on Saturday at 9:30 is do Barclays. We've got new banners and other things. The other thing is that at 1 o'clock at the Wellington statue, we know that can be confusion if we move the demonstrations around. But what we're saying is that at the Waverley Bridge, the situation is difficult with the funfair and everything like that, the music and the noise. We're not getting our message over, so we want to go back to Princess Street to the Wellington statue at 1 o'clock for an hour to show our support. There was a successful picket of Zara in Glasgow yesterday. Zara, who had made that advertisement campaign, which has been a shocker, an absolute shocker.